In this video, I am going to go through the instructions on how to complete the hormone saliva test kit along with all of the paperwork that goes along with it. And we'll start with the kit itself. So you will have gotten a kit like this. Either I have given it to you personally or it was drop shipped to you. Keep all the pieces of this kit because you are going to use it all. It will all be shipped together. So keep the styrofoam box. The first thing I want you to do is take out the ice brick and put that in the freezer. This will need to be frozen when you send in your samples. So let's go over the paperwork. The first piece of paperwork we have is the requisition, and some of this information may already be filled out for you. If it's not, I will walk you through the steps of where you need to complete it. So in section 2, where it says bill 2, you are going to select payment enclosed. You will be paying the lab directly. In section 3, if it's not checked, check this one, first one at the top, the Comprehensive Plus profile. Down here, you will check this box stating that your samples have yes been frozen. And then ignore this area down here. Over here, when this collection section right here will be identical to the plastic bag of which you've done all 4 of your collections, so they will be identical. And then women will complete this area down here by checking 1 only. Put your date in which you shipped your package to. Section 4, if it's not completed, please complete all this up to your daytime phone number. You do not need to add your social security number on here, so ignore that. All you need to do is fill out your personal information up to daytime phone number and then sign and date it. Then in section 5, you're going to put your form of payment. Right in here, if it's not in there already, $200. You can either include a check or you can do a credit card, which we will put your information, credit card number, type of credit card it is, and your address. Section 6, just leave it totally blank. The next form you have is a questionnaire. And the questionnaire is very simple. You just put your name and date of birth at the top here. You go through all of these questions and you mark your symptoms of severity dating from or starting from 0 to 3. And then everyone does this section right here. You put your height and your weight. Women will complete this section right here, and men will complete in addition to this section right here. Then if you are on any kind of hormone therapy, you will put the dose you have, what the compound is, whether it's a pill, a patch, or cream, and you'll put your dosage on there and then the time of your last dosage. If you are on no hormones, then you check this box here. And this last question is, does anyone in your home use a topical hormone, yes or no? You do not need to complete this bottom section here. This is for amino acid intake for neurotransmitter testing, which we're not doing with this test. So once you have those forms completed, you will just fold them all back up. And the next thing you'll want to do is do your collections. So you will be doing 4 collections all in one day. You will have 4 separate collections, and you will have a straw for each one, and you will follow the pattern here. One important note is to remember that the night before you plan to do your collection, wash your face, but do not apply any kind of lotions or creams. Sometimes they can contain hidden estrogens, and we do not want to taint the saliva collections when you are spitting into your tubes. And it's best first thing in the morning when you wake up that you also do not apply any kind of creams to your face, and especially any kind of lip gloss as well, or chapstick. So the morning collection is to be done after you have been awake for 30 minutes. This is to get a very clear cortisol morning reading, so 30 minutes will give us that really, really clear reading. This is even if you wake up and just stay in bed reading, it's just when you are awake, okay? The second collection of the day will be right before lunch, and the third collection right before dinner. The only thing you have to remember is to make sure that your collections are done an hour away from food. That means that if you have lunch at 12, stop snacking and eating at 11. If you have dinner at 6, stop snacking and eating at 5. And this is also, we don't get food particles mixed in with our saliva collections. And then the next one is right before bedtime. You can use these straws to spit in and spit through the tube or spit directly into the tube. You want to fill the tube up as high as you can, and foam is okay. Make sure that you securely snap that lid shut so it does not leak. And you will write your collections on the plastic bag here. You'll put all sealed selections back into the bag, and these straws can be thrown away. Leave the little paper absorbent pad in there. The next thing you need to do is mail it. So you want it frozen overnight, and then the next morning you can mail it. If you do this on a Saturday, it's fine. You can leave it in the freezer over the weekend. If it happens to be a holiday, saliva is very stable and it can stay in the freezer for a few days. So your FedEx bag, all you have to do is put an X on the top box that this is exempt human specimen. You are going to put your ice bag in here, frozen. You're going to put your saliva tubes in here, and then you're going to put the lid back on here, and then you're going to put your 2 forms on top, close it all together, and then you're simply going to put this into the FedEx bag. Before you put it into the FedEx bag, put the billable stamp on here. You will peel this here on each side. That is your that's your receipt, and then you will sign this right here. This lets them leave it without a signature. And then you just simply put your test kit into the FedEx bag, and you walk it into a FedEx office. Shipping is totally included with this test kit, so you just have to literally seal this up and hand it over to a FedEx employee. Do not leave it in a FedEx box that you might see in a lobby or on the corner of a street. It actually has to be walked into the store and handed to a FedEx employee. Okay. To complement this video, the kit includes an instructional manual inside. It has all the steps of what we've just talked about on how to fill out the paperwork, how to do your collections, things to avoid, as well as how to ship. And lastly, if you have any other questions, do not hesitate to call or email me.